What's up, everybody? Another week with Dougie and Mark. We're hanging with Mark and Dougie, man. Lots going on, man. I just got back from Tampa. It was awesome. Had a good trip. I was going to see Brady play, and last minute it looked like it was going to rain, so I didn't go. And I know what Doug's going to say already because I see his face. I see that smirk on his face, and I know where he's going with this. But it's all right. Everybody, even the best blues. Hey, listen, we're going to get right into stories right away. Hi, Doug, first of all. But here we're going to get the stories right away, okay? Yeah, Tom Brady lost. He's human. But listen, no wife, no kids, no iPad, no offensive line, no receivers, broken finger, 46 years old. I mean, that's just a couple excuses I got, just a couple. But I'll be honest with you, Aaron Rodgers looked like dick. Aaron Rodgers had all his receivers. He had Lazard playing, who's a beast. He had Dobbs. He has two of the best running backs in football. He's got a line that doesn't jump off sides on every other play. I mean, come on, give this old man a chance. Give Brady a chance. You can't have offsides.
He lost. The quarterback that you hate beat him.
Yeah.
The team beat him. All that other shit. If you're the GOAT, hold on, Mark. If you are the GOAT, all that other shit is not an issue. Don't be saying he's the. I mean, listen, I believe enough of this. If he's the fuck,
now he's not the GOAT. All of a sudden, he loses one game. He's not the GOAT anymore.
I'm just saying, if he's the GOAT, I don't want to hear.
One game.
I don't want to hear about all these fucking excuses if he's the GOAT.
Hold on a second, Doug. You played soccer, right? You're a soccer player. You were good. I watched you play. You were an all-star. You were. I'll admit it. You were. But how good of a goal you would be if fucking all your defenders, the Samaras and all the defenders were hurt, and they put in 3 knuckleheads, and every second you were getting shots fired at you. How good would you be then?
I would be as good as I was. I would be as good as I was without it. My point is that if you are the fucking GOAT, if you, more importantly, you, Mark, you with the big, he's the fucking. If you we don't want to hear about all the excuses. It's a fucking listen. Oh, his wife. Oh, his fucking thing. He lost. He got beat by Rodgers, and that's it.
That's how I look at it. He didn't get beat by Rodgers. He got beat by his offensive line. Rodgers did dick. Rodgers did dick the whole game. He did dick.
He did dick. He did dick. He got more yardage than fucking Brady, didn't he?
He did. But he had his receivers and his running backs. Doug, it's a team.
Listen, the GOAT, if you are the GOAT, you can have a fucking broomstick out there catching the ball. It doesn't fucking matter. That's the difference of a GOAT. You're the GOAT. You make everybody else shine. That's it. He lost.
Yes, with 2 minutes left, he took them all the way down and scored. Then the offensive line jumps off sides, and now it's a 5-yard penalty. Now he's got to throw it 7 yards. It's a big difference between 2 yards and 7 yards. But let's get past that, because in December, when Aaron Rodgers is watching him, Brady on TV, on his couch, and then we'll see who the GOAT is, because we'll see what he does later on. He squeaked by, and he did. Congratulations to douchebag Aaron Rodgers for squeaking out a guy that has broken finger, no wife, no kids, no tablet, no offensive line, no receivers.
What is his wife leaving him? If he's the GOAT, what kind of wife leaves the GOAT? What kind of wife is leaving the GOAT?
You see him. I mean, Brady lost like 20 pounds. I don't know why he's sweating her. Listen, he could just walk in any place. Say, by the way, I'm Tom Brady. Who wants to come home with me? And a line of 100 people. If I was him, I said, listen, Giselle, you're almost 50 now, okay? You're almost 50 now. You got to just relax, okay? Let me do me. Okay? If I want to play football till I'm 50, let me do it. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking to play the game I love. Let him. That's what I'm saying. Giselle, shut your mouth and let this guy play, okay? You're the reason why you lost, Giselle. Not only by us, but you. Let the man play the game. All right, next story. I don't want to talk about this
anymore. All right. Well, the Dolphin game. I was rooting for the Buccaneers, of course. Being a Florida team, so I was hoping they were going to stick it in and win it at the end. The Dolphin game. Listen, I was sitting there with my wife and her friend so I know this much about football. My wife knows this much, and her friend knows even little. But after I explained the basics of the safety rule, in the last minute and a half of that game, why on God's green earth did the Miami Dolphins try to punt the ball out? They were lucky. The luckiest part for them is when he punted it into that guy's ass. Because had he not punted it into his ass, it would have been a 40-yard punt rushed. They would have got the ball on the Dolphin side of the field, and they would have fucking got a field goal and tied the game or won the game.
Here's where you're wrong. They were up by 5, so the field goal wouldn't have done anything.
They're up by 4.
4. Okay, so if they didn't get the safety, he would have to score a touchdown. He would have to score the touchdown. So
but still, they would have had 40 yards to score a touchdown. So
Oh, yeah.
to me, I thought it would have been a better idea to just down the ball and then punt it out and make them get a fucking field goal.
I
You
think
know,
I mean, Ken Dorsey showed it. Showed it. If you watched upstairs, he went crazy. The old quarterback for the Hurricanes is the offensive coordinator for the Bills. Josh Allen screwed that up. It was very bad time management. Diggs should have went out of bounds. If Diggs went out of bounds, it would have been a 55-yard field goal. It was makeable, but he didn't, and the time ran out. So it was bad management. I thought it was all the way bad. I thought where the Dolphins fucked up on third down, you don't pass in your end zone. I think they should have ran the ball, take 40 more seconds off the clock, and then you're
yeah,
really working a tight time. I think they got lucky and got away with one, but I'll tell you what, they look good. I mean, the Bills were missing all their defensive ends and their safeties, but listen, you got to play the game. And Tua looked good. Tyreek was held to, I think, 2 catches. He wasn't even a factor, but Tua looked good. It was great defense. The Dolphins defense
yeah,
shut out the best quarterback in the NFL right now. Josh Allen is the best
yeah,
quarterback in the NFL.
yeah. Defense. The defense definitely won the game for the Dolphins there, and that guy's ass on that punt.
Yep, and I made a
That
bet, and
guy.
everybody laughed at me. I made a bet in the beginning of the year, and I know football, I really do. I mean, I follow football, it's what I do. And I told everybody, and I bet a lot of people this. I bet Eric, our friend Eric, I bet a lot of people. I said the Dolphins would make the playoffs, and I said the Dolphins would have a better record than Bill Belichick. And right now it looks
Hmm,
good. They're 1-2, and the Dolphins are 3-0. I always said Bill Belichick's a fraud, and it's coming out every day now. He loses to everybody almost.
yeah,
So I mean, the Steelers almost beat them. They won by 3, but they're gonna have a losing record this year.
yeah. Hey, by the way, I don't know if you know much about this. Speaking of frauds, Brett Favre is in a lot of trouble, isn't he?
Yeah.
For
What's
trying
going
to
on with that?
did you,
I didn't know the whole thing about that.
well, yeah, Brett Favre is actually was trying to raise money or try to come up with money for like a volleyball indoor volleyball arena for where his daughter went to college or he went to college and everything in Mississippi or something, and
Yeah.
they were trying to use like fucking poverty money, like welfare money in a sense to do it. So he's got a lot of heat. Even they even pulled his program on I think it was on Sirius, his talk show and all that shit, whatever. So, Brett Favre, he's going to have to do a lot more of those copper knee brace commercials. You
You
know,
know he got away with the dick pic. He got away with the dick pic he was sending to everybody. Remember he sent the dick pic to all the people of sexual harassment?
I got one. I got one.
I didn't get a dick pic from him. But listen, he got away with that. And then, I don't understand how these successful business people that have plenty of money, their own money, and they don't really need other people's money. I mean, Brett Favre's doing very well. I mean, I would have to say Brett Favre's worth, I don't know, 50 to 100 million, I would think. I would think easily. And I don't know why these people have this much money, have to scam an extra more money. I just don't get it. When you're that
Well,
wealthy,
well, here's the thing. I've heard this before. Why do because the wealthy think they can get away with it. The
yeah,
wealthy have that. The folks like that have this view of themselves like they're never going to get caught. Like, oh, I'm Brett Favre. Who's going to fuck
above the
with
law.
me? You know what I
You're
mean?
above the law. Yeah.
Yeah,
Above,
that above the law type thing. And but yeah, so we'll see what happens
I
with
like
him.
Favre too, man. I don't think Favre's that bright, but if you hear him talk, I don't think he's the brightest guy in the world. I mean, you listen to Peyton Manning talk, you listen to Eli and some of these other guys, they seem bright. I listened to Favre several times. I actually did a signing with him years ago, and I talked to him for a couple of minutes, and he's really not that bright of a guy. Like he's not real sharp. I don't think he is. I mean, that's my opinion, but
Yeah,
you know,
he took a lot of. Didn't he get a couple concussions? Didn't he have some
yeah,
concussions?
it could be that too. Oh, he
Yeah,
was. I'll tell you what. There was no tougher player than Brett Favre, dude. He went equivalent to Cal Ripken. He went 19 or 20 years without being injured. He never missed a game. I mean,
yeah,
broken fingers. I mean, he was, even when he had concussions, this is back when people actually played hurt. Today, fucking they get scared by a kid. They're out for 3 games. I mean,
right.
not for anything. They're the biggest pussies football players now. Like, I watch them go out and it's like hockey players never get carried out. Why are football players getting hurt on every play? Like every play, someone's going
Yeah,
down. We used to watch football in the 70s. I don't remember Blanda going out and Ray Nitschke going out and Buckus going out. I mean, Ronnie Lott cut his finger off in the Super Bowl. He's like, fucking take it off. Like, that finger's going to, cut that shit off. Let's play. You know?
yeah.
Players aren't tough, man, like they were back in the day, man. And the rules are
Well,
for
now,
them. You can't touch them,
yeah.
you know?
Nowadays, men are soft. Times are soft. Men are soft. And that's why
Exactly.
everybody's running around with, wanting to be women. I think they could have
Exactly.
babies. Speaking of protocol and concussions, I don't know if you saw that with Tua. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was definitely rocked. The
He
Dolphins are going
was
to because he was. The Dolphins tried to say that it was a back injury. That
no,
wasn't a
no, he
fucking
just
back
hit, he
injury.
just hit on the grass. He hit it hard. He got up and fell back down. I'm surprised. Yeah, I don't think they give a fuck about the player. I'm sorry. Now that's a guy that you should pull out. I mean, you have a whole season. I mean, the Bills would be nice to beat, but you take another hit and you don't know where the fuck you're at. I mean, that was questionable. I seen him get up and I knew he had something. He fell right back down. And
Yeah.
talk about tough. You got to give him credit. He played the rest of the game, you know? He played
Yeah.
the rest of
He
the game.
sounded all right after the game. He didn't sound like he was all messed up and shit, but you know.
I heard
But
Biden used to quarterback and had a couple concussions, and that's why he acts the way he is. That's why he doesn't know what
yeah.
room is. I heard he was the Clemson quarterback back in the day. Or at least he said him and Corn Pop. I
Yeah.
think Corn Pop was his
Yeah.
tight end. Yeah, and so I
Yeah,
think
Joe Biden said the Heisman Trophy was actually modeled after him. Has nothing to do
yeah,
with Heisman himself.
exactly.
Yeah, fucking
That's great.
crazy. Well, the first story that we were going to look at too was interesting, but in the Seahawks Falcons game, there was a drone that was spotted flying over the field. So everybody ran for their lives, worried
Yeah,
about a fucking terrorist attack. They didn't know what's going on, and I guess it had
yeah.
happened at a college game in the area as well. So, um, I mean, you know, I I I don't I guess I can understand the fascination with drones. Like, this is the same people that had like those model race cars and shit. The remote control. When you see a 30-year-old man playing with a remote control car, you want to be like,
Yeah.
look, dude, get in your real car, stupid. Just because your mama didn't buy you one when you were
Well,
a
can I say
fucking
something?
kid.
I'm gonna say something real quick, Doug. So if this was a terrorist act, do you think they're really going to a Seahawks Atlanta Falcons game? And we're in the stadium, 20 people. I mean, who gives a fuck about either team? I mean, why would you?
What do you
That's the last place you want to have a terrorist attack. You're gonna get
well,
injure 9 people.
what are you talking about? That's the 11th man. It's the 12th man
Not
stadium. What are
no
you talking
more.
about?
Not with Geno Smith. Not. I mean, there's bigger games than that, man. Geno Smith, and that's when the Seahawks were good. The Seahawks are terrible now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just garbage now. I would think it would be
No.
like a Giants game, Giants Dallas or something where there's actually means something, But who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I just thought that was interesting.
that is
You
interesting.
go to
Yeah.
what
Would you
watching the
panic if
game
you
and
was if you seen a thing of it? Would you be panicking?
no,
A little drone? I wouldn't think anything of it. I wouldn't.
I
I
don't
wouldn't do
panic and I don't make excuses because I'm the goat, Mark.
it. Hey,
That
he
simple.
still has a good resume, brother. He still has a good resume.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still okay with him. And I didn't bet you. I know you were asking me if I bet the game early, but I didn't bet it because I'll be honest with you, I didn't even go to the game. I was going to go to the game, and then I seen that Julio wasn't playing. I was in Tampa, and we didn't go to the game. But I seen Julio wasn't playing. I seen Godwin wasn't playing. I seen Evans wasn't playing, and I'm thinking to myself, really, do I want to watch Brady throw to Scotty Miller?
Hmm.
That's not the Brady I want to see. Now next week I'm going back up because Evans will be back and Godwin supposedly and Julio. He'll have his plethora of receivers next week. His line's
All
still
right.
banged up, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. Well, let's hope they get back on a winning track.
Now that we got
Uh,
sports out of the way, go hit this North Dakota story.
well, for those of you, story really wasn't published on the liberal news media sources.
No, not at all.
Fox, of course, reported it. But the liberal media sources didn't want to talk about this because how dare
No,
like a liberal person be crazy? But North Dakota man who ran down a Republican teen says he doesn't want his own life job jeopardized. It's okay if you run over a guy out of pure political hate, but you don't want your job to be ruined. What
yeah,
a
yeah.
fucking tool!
I
For
think
those of
he
you who don't
told
know
the
the
judge
story,
that. I know the story.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
For
told the
those who
judge,
don't,
"I
this
gotta go home. I have a wife and kids. But what about the person who ran over? They didn't have anything. You
he
know?
won't ever have kids. He won't ever have a wife, thanks to you, you fuck.
Yep.
So the guy claims that he ran the kid over because he was part of a radical Republican group. I don't care if he was a member of the team of Satan. Okay. You're in your fucking car and you have a teenager running in the street and you run him over.
Huh?
What are you going to call that? Self-defense? What was he going to do? Shoot a lightning bolt through your fucking windshield?
Doug,
And,
I'm gonna make this real simple. We had a problem when George Floyd was killed, and this guy was a fucking the biggest piece of shit on the planet. There's no bigger piece of shit on the planet than George Floyd. Let's just face it, okay? We made a big deal when this fucking scumbag fucking got killed. We made a big deal, but this is not a big deal. This one, there's nobody worse than George Floyd. He was a fucking animal, okay? This guy can't be worse than George Floyd. So if you're gonna be worried about an animal on one side, we have to be worried about an animal on the other side. That's how I look at it. If he was
yeah,
an animal,
well,
he might not have been. I don't know anything about him.
I just hope the American public is recognizing this imbalance
Sure.
that we have here, where you have a complete fucking loser, a moron, runs down a teenager, a kid, and there's still people making excuses. Oh, because he was a Trumper. You know, I worked with a comic one time that was like, he was like, oh, if anybody who's a Trump backer, I wish them to be dead. I'm like, well, I am. So you telling me you wish me to be dead? And I almost wanted to beat the fuck out of the guy. I said, if you're wishing death on me, I might as well just open up a big old can of whoop ass on your
Yep.
bald fat fuck ass. It's just, it's amazing that certain people claim to be, the more calm and the more, the adults in the room, but they're the ones who always reach for the wicked stick when it
Yep.
comes
Yep.
to it. So never
And
more
like we
evident
said,
than in this story.
like you said, there's always serious double standards. Like you said, this won't be on any news. They'll cover this. They'll cover a black guy getting a ticket from a police officer quicker than they'll cover this story. Now if it was the other way
Yeah.
around, now hold on a second. You had a white person run over a leftist minority. Forget about it. You wouldn't be able to watch any news because that's all be on the news.
Well, that's what they were comparing it to, like in the Charlottesville case where that white supremacist guy ran over those people on the street and he killed that girl. Oh
Yep.
my God, look at how crazy Republicans are. Look how okay, well, you got a fucking liberal asshole that just ran over a teenager with he singled him out. Like the asshole back in Charlottesville was just some guy trying to create havoc, but this guy premeditated. This has more of a cause to kill somebody, not just to make havoc. It's even worse case. Like you go after somebody individually.
Did he get bailed out?
He bailed out, and the funny
How
part
the
about it was he
fuck
said
did he bail out? How did he bail
the
out?
funny he claims that he's not. He's got a job. He's got all the shit, so he's not a flight risk. Meanwhile, he ran over the guy and ran
Murder.
away in
It's
his
murder.
car. That's a
It's
flight
Capital
risk.
One murder. You don't get a Capital One murder when you don't get fucking I can't even think what the word is. When you
Bail,
get out.
cash bail,
Bail.
easy
You
bail.
don't get, yeah, you don't get bail on a capital crime. Come on. When's the last time a capital crime got bail? Come on. That's
It
ridiculous.
must have been It was probably a George Soros backed judge.
That's
There you go.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That judge
So
should be
next time,
fired.
just be careful. If somebody, you just know that if you're in mortal combat with somebody who's a liberal, be sure you fucking end their day. Because if they
Yeah.
end yours, they're going to spend a week in jail and they're going to probably get a free timeshare by fucking Kamala Harris fund.
Yeah, and like you said, Doug, this news is nowhere to be heard. Not on Facebook, not on
Mm.
anything. I had to listen about Trayvon Martin and Floyd and all these other fucking cases for years, and this one you'll never hear. You just won't hear anything. It's like you feel bad for their family. They don't get any justice. There's no justice. Will their
Yeah.
family get $30 million like the Floyd family? Will their family get 30? I hope they do.
No, of course not. Of course they won't.
Yeah.
They won't get shit. So at any rate. Here's another one of these cases. We got the video of this, but we've seen a little bit of a decline in the violence on an airplane, but this asshole coming from Cabo San Lucas back to California must have been fucked up. He tried to squirm his way into the first class seats. You know what I'm saying? And he got pissed because he got told to go back. Watch this asshole. Yeah.
Oh
Boom!
my
That hits the fucking. Yeah, look at me. What a fucking puss.
You know what,
You
a
know,
pussy. At least punch the guy to his face. If you're
yeah.
a big man, you want to be tough. Don't sucker punch the guy. Give the guy a fair shake at it. You know what I'm saying? It's a flight attendant. You can't whoop a flight attendant's ass. You're not doing too good in life. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, flight attendant.
Yeah.
If you have to sucker punch a flight attendant, fucking, you're in bad shape in life. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't
Yeah,
knock the guy
real
out.
tough guy.
He didn't knock him down. He fucking hit him without looking. He couldn't even knock him down. But what a punk. And the funny thing about it is, like I said, I don't know where this is coming from, the anger on the airlines. I don't remember ever seeing this, younger days. I mean, we didn't have the internet that we had. And you would got to
Yeah.
think that that's serious time if you in the air like that. I think that's got to be more
Well,
than just striking.
it's a federal offense. Number one, it's like if you rob a bank and you steal $1,000, you can spend 20 years in jail because it's a
Yeah.
federal offense. Just like this on an airplane. And can you imagine doing something so fucking stupid and never being allowed to get on a plane again? Like this guy, obviously the airline itself that he was on said he's banned for life, but this guy's picture and his name should be like on a terrorist list. This guy
Yeah.
should never be able to fly again. That's how you
And I
ruin
think they
somebody's
link 'em.
life.
I think they link them. I think all the airlines do link them because I've heard stories like that where it was years ago, not maybe 2 years ago, and there was a big brawl in Spirit Airlines. Remember, there was a whole bunch of
Yeah.
people fighting at Spirit Airlines. They were fighting, and I heard that they got banned from like 10 different airlines because I think they link them together. A lot of people they link them together.
Yeah, look at
They
that
talk.
fucking
Everybody
pussy.
talks. But he's a punk.
Look at
He's a
me.
punk.
Look at me, I'm a badass. I punched
Some guy in
a
the back
male
of the
stewardess in the back of the
head.
head. Look at me."
And he didn't fall. And he didn't fall. At least
Eh,
knock him out. I mean,
eh.
fucking sucker punch somebody. You can't put a fucking a flight attendant down. I mean, Jesus Christ! Not like he's works in the fucking coal mine. You know, he's not
I'm
an
so
ex.
ri I'm listen, I'm so riled up that if I had witnessed that when the guy was running back, I would have
Oh,
laid him out.
I would
I
have
would
laid
have
him out.
just fucking, "Hey, boom, you
Do
wanna
it
hit
again.
somebody?
You
Here."
would have got in trouble. You would have got in trouble. They would have did your background check and you were a Trump supporter. Some angry Trump supporter punched
Yeah.
this innocent guy that was trying to pat this guy in the back, you know. So yeah,
Yeah,
you would have went to jail.
exactly.
They would have forgot about the other guy. They would have forgot about the other guy, and you would have
yeah.
went to jail. You'd have been the angry fucking
He
Trump.
all of a sudden this story would change. He didn't hit him in the back. He was telling him, "Good job, good
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
job." He was giving a he was fucking, "I like the way you fucking kicked me out of
They,
first class. Good
the
job."
front news would be alt-right Doug Almeida from the Hanging with Doug Dougie
Yeah.
show. And they have clips of Hanging with Doug with dogging out Biden.
Uh,
You'd be underneath the jail. You'd be done, bro. Don't do it. Just forget about it. Forget
yeah.
about what you just said.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It's so funny. I'm gonna quickly tell this story. This weekend, one of the shows, we had this one woman who was fucking. She was woke. And one of my first jokes, she lost it on it, and she kept talking the whole way through my set. I kind of ignored her the whole time, but even she, when I do a bit, I go, "I'm not racist." She goes, "You are racist." You know, she was just talking, and people around her were telling her to shut the fuck up because they were enjoying the show.
Yeah.
So she was funny. I'm sitting in the back when the headliner goes up, and the lady gets up from her chair, and I'm sitting in the table behind, and she comes walking around. I'm sitting there, I'm like this on my table like this. So she walks and she's looking at me. He's like, "Is that guy giving me the finger?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm giving you the fucking finger, bitch." People
Well, you
need
know
to
what else?
fucking relax.
Why go to a show if you're woke anyway? You're not gonna have fun. Like left or right. If you're right too far and you're left too far, why bother even going? Especially if you go to like I won't go see Kathy Griffin. First of all, I don't think she's funny. First of all, but I had free tickets. I won't go because she's just an idiot. She's too woke. I mean, so I'm not gonna waste my time and go to a show
Right.
that I'm not gonna to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So most comedians are going to have an edge to them. You know, they mostly lean to the left. I've noticed comedians. You're not, but most of them lean to the left. I don't know why, but they do. But like I said, if you're going to have it going into it, listen, if I don't like football, I'm not going to go to a football game. I don't care if it's free or not. Okay. So if you're not enjoying comedy and there's a chance that they might say something you don't like, then don't
Yeah.
go. I love
Yeah.
people that get offended in the front row. Like, I can't believe he said that. He called me fat. But listen, you're in the front row of a comedy show. There's a good
Yeah.
chance you're
Be
at a theme
ready.
park, you get wet. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
no common sense has to kick in at one point.
You can't sit in the first row of the Shamu show and not expect to get water on you,
Exactly.
stupid.
I got wet.
Um,
That whale got me wet. Yeah. Okay.
I'm suing SeaWorld.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
fucking whale.
Hey,
That
speaking of
Nazi whale.
whales, Whoopi Goldberg had to apologize again. Look at
What'd
that
she do this
whale.
time?
Uh,
What'd she do this
well,
time?
she fucked up. I mean, this time, she made a comment about Lindsey Graham because he was, he's talking about the voters, like, equal, marriage laws because they're worried about they're going to, the liberals are scaring the shit out of their flock by telling them they're going to go after, the gay marriage law and shit.
Yeah.
They're going to try to go at it. And she basically she made a joke that kind of suggested he's gay,
Mhm.
so she had to walk that back. How many times does this prima donna have to apologize for? This is twice now in a matter of like 2 or 3 weeks. She's had to apologize for saying shit on a national TV show, which has a million fucking hoople headed fucking sex starved women. You know what I mean? Who watch this fucking show, and they're and she just gets to pump out all this shit. Meanwhile, if you're on any other source of it, if you're on Facebook or YouTube and you say one little thing that could be considered misconstrued, you get fucking banned. You have nothing. But this fucking big loaf, this big fat fucking colitis of a fucking mole that's on the earth gets to say whatever the fuck she wants on a TV show, and then she can come back and go, "Oh, my bad,
Oh,
sorry,
that's
my
the point
bad."
I was getting at. I was about to say point. I wait for you to finish, and you're correct. How come she gets to walk things back every given time, and guys like John Gruden, and guys like Michael Richards, and guys like Roseanne Barr, and guys like Kurt
Guys like
Schilling?
Roseanne Barr.
You caught that one. You caught that one. Okay, but
Guys like Roseanne.
how do how do they not get a chance to walk things back? Okay, what she says. If someone else says something homophobic, they fucking lose their mind. So why is she allowed to do it? Because she's colored? Because she's black? Why are there different sets of rules? Why are there different?
Hmm.
If we're all equal, which I think we are, I think we're all equal. Then we all have the same set of rules. We all have the same set of rules. If you say
Yeah.
something, you should lose your job, just like John Gruden. I think John Gruden said something about homosexuals, and that's why he got fired. I think it was a gay
Yeah.
thing. Why is one different than the other? Is the point I'm getting at.
Yeah, well, and then not to bring up the View again. That Sunny Holston, the other lady on the View, she basically called Nikki Haley racist because she uses the name Nikki, and it's like, because it's not even your real name, bitch. Your name is Sunny. That's not your real fucking name. It's like the
How's
hypocrisy.
that
It's like,
racist? I don't understand. If I want to call my name Jim, how's that racist? If I'm Mark and say, call me
well,
Jim.
the bottom line is good because it's from her Indian mom, but Nikki is like is on her birth certificate as a middle name, so she goes with the middle name Nikki. And so this is my point. You got these women on the View that have no, they have no real knowledge. They don't. It's not like all they're doing is they're reading a headline and then spewing whatever shit they want to what they want to say about it. You know what I mean? I mean, kind of like we do, but we're just a podcast. We're not a national TV show. You know what I mean? But it's just ridiculous. These people getting, like you said, the worst part about it is, and everybody's getting pissed, and you wonder why people are getting angry and why they're ready to fucking overthrow and go into a civil war is because you have this shit going on. You got these elitist fucks that can say whatever they fucking want. No, I'm sorry. Like Sunny Holson, she's not even apologized. You know what I mean? But Nikki Haley's gonna fucking crush her. So she's gonna slander her and suit and all kinds of shit. You know
Good.
what I'm saying? So, I'd like to see. I wait. I wait for the day I wake up every morning. I want to say the View has been canceled.
How are they
You
not
know?
canceled? Who the fuck is watching this show? Like,
Oh,
I watched it one time because I wanted to see how fucking ridiculous it was. I did watch it one time. I watched like 10 minutes. I couldn't take any more of it. And
yeah,
they gang up on every person they don't agree with. Like every person gangs up on one person. They can't even have a conversation. They just get mad. They can't handle, and they're not even. They just say blanket statements, and they're not even clever. They're not even clever. Like
yeah.
they're not even.
They make
There's not.
they make all kinds of comments without being well informed of subject matter. They've had to walk back their comments. They've had to
Oh,
apologize for saying
all the
stupid
time.
shit on a regular basis. So, down with the View. Down with the View.
I don't know how it's still a
Um,
show. I don't know how it's a show.
hey, our buddy Alec Baldwin had another baby, his seventh, with his
What is he, like 90 years
phone.
old? How old is Alec Baldwin? He's got to be in his
I don't
70s.
know. Yeah, he's in seventh kid. Look at that kid. He has all that old crusty. Look at him. Look at him. It looks
Yeah,
like they shoved him out of Alec's ass.
his wife looks like she's
Wow.
somewhat attractive for an old man. I can't say. Is
Well,
his wife
she
attractive?
is younger. Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
she's younger. I mean,
Well, she
she's
would have to be
a
old.
good looking.
She ain't having a baby at 70. I'm telling you that right
Yeah,
now. She'd have to
I'm
have a lot
sure.
younger.
Look, I'm sure she didn't put on makeup and shit for that photo.
Yeah,
You don't
exactly.
fix the baby up.
Who goes to birth and has mascara on during the birth? How much of
Yeah,
a prima
fucking
donna
eyes.
diva are you where you have Botox and eyebrows giving a baby? Holy fuck. Every picture I've ever
Yeah,
seen of a woman having a baby, it's like she looks like death. This girl
yeah.
looks like she was a photo
Hours of
shoot.
labor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Listen, they fix her up, but they make the baby look like it just came out of a fucking garbage can.
Exactly.
You can't clean the baby up. Looks like got snot all over it. Oh, but
Right.
let's make sure Amalia or whatever her name is looks good. You know what I mean? With that smile. You know,
So
what a
hopefully,
ridiculous
the
bullshit.
baby can visit his father in prison if he ever gets for the shooting.
Mm,
Maybe the baby could bail him out. Who knows?
yeah.
Crazy.
Um, and then I guess our last story today. We're going to wrap this up, but people are complaining about the streaming services now with football. You know, people are getting mad because there's certain games they can't get to, and
Yep.
all kinds
Yep.
of
Yep.
things. And
Thursday
you
night
know,
games are hard to get. Yeah.
unless you have Amazon Prime, and you
Yes.
don't,
Yes.
you don't have the same announcers and stuff. Listen, a bad announcer can fuck up a game. Al
Yes.
Michaels is
Yes.
great. He's a good
Yeah.
guy.
I like
I
Romo.
like Al. Yeah,
I like Romo. He knows the
I
place.
love
He's good.
Romo.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
sees
Yeah.
everything coming, you know what I mean? But when you get somebody on there, and somebody was talking about one of the sports shows has all these women, like an Asian woman, a black, all these like football. Like, why the fuck do I want to watch football? Have women explain it to me? Like, listen, I get it. There's women, but it's you know what I mean?
You got to make them fair.
It's like having a makeup show with a bunch of fucking dudes.
A
It's like,
sewing show with dudes. Yeah.
yeah,
Sewing show with dudes.
yeah.
Talk about
Let's
sewing
get a bunch
or
of
the girls'
bodybuilder
days.
guys.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
let's have a
And
bunch of fucking
there has to be half
bodybuilders.
women referees, like all the women referees are women now, and like just keep it. It's football, dude. Keep it. I'm saying you want to do volleyball and all that, just keep it. Like I said, and you're right. Like because I remember when Eric Dickerson was a sideline analyst, he's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the fuck is he saying? He should have a little translation on the bottom. Of it was a good play. He was in bounds. Like I'm gonna be him and Shannon Sharp. I cannot listen to. And Shannon Sharp
Yeah,
says things that make sense, like we can't talk, I can't understand it, but he knows football, but he can't
yeah,
talk. I mean, you can't get 5 words that you understand, you know. So there's certain
yeah.
people. should not make analyst. And I agree with you. And a bad analyst can make you like Chris Collinsworth. He speaks proper. I can't stand him. Like he says that he states the
Yeah.
obvious. Tony Romo, I mean, he just states everything that everybody knows, you know. And I
Yeah.
used to like Madden. I used to like people that were all over the place, but talked about the game.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
There you
That's
go.
it.
That being said, man, that was a quick show. It was done quickly, and that's why I like it, man. In and out. And yeah, man, it was awesome, man. I had a great weekend. I'm looking for next weekend because Kansas City Mahomes is playing Brady, and you know what? The next show, I guarantee victory because he'll have his whole crew,
All
man.
right.
So we'll see. He owns
All right. You
Mahomes
heard
too.
it here.
Yep, you heard it here, man. You heard it here. Dolphins rocking and Patriots losing. I'm happy, man. I'm kind of a closet Dolphin fan now because I kind of like their whole their energy. I like their energy, and I like Tua, man. I do like Tua. Tua gets too much shit. I think he's a decent
Yeah.
quarterback. He takes a lot of shit. That being said,
Yeah.
Doug, what do you got going on this weekend?
This week I'm going to be at the Comedy Cabana in Myrtle Beach all week. So if you're in Myrtle Beach, running from Florida hurricanes, boy, it's so good to live in South Carolina now and not have to worry about Category 4s hitting your fucking backyard. But I'll be in Myrtle Beach at the Comedy Cabana. Pretty excited about that. So come out and see us Tuesday through Saturday.
It's funny you said that, Doug, because I don't want to jinx anything, and I almost shouldn't say this, but we haven't had it hit by every time it says Florida gets all these hurricanes, it always hits Louisiana and Carolina. It's everything but Florida. So I know walk around now we're gonna get hit, but we haven't really had a hurricane in a long time that actually had a direct hit. So
yeah,
let's
so
everybody be safe out there if you live in South Florida, and just in case. You always want to take measures just in case. I always get pissed off because I get the cardboard and everything, and then nothing hits. I'm like, fuck, I spent 3 hours doing this and nothing hit. I want a little bit of a storm, You want a little something, but we'll see what happens.
He got the cardboard.
Everybody, exactly. Me, I'm buying and selling everything, man. Come by. I just bought 3 really cool items. I bought a John Adams autograph this weekend, and I bought a Amelia Earhart, which was kind of cool. Amelia Earhart, you don't see it. She's the one that disappeared.
Earhart.
And then General Patton. I bought 3 certified autographs at a show this weekend. So if you have that kind of stuff, bring it in. I love political. I love everything but Obama and Biden. Bring it to me. I'll buy it. And that being said, man, 418 North Federal Highway. Everybody enjoy what you do and just keep hustling, man. Just enjoy life. Boom.
Go out and get it.